Welcome again to Gospel Music Buzz, where we bring you the best in gospel music and just wholesome content in general. Be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, because that's where you'll catch all the buzz. Everything that we've done before is right up on there. Don't you miss it. Today, we have the honor and the privilege of chopping it up with the one, the only Kevin Lemons. Now, Kevin Lemons has been directing choir since the age of 12. I'm talking about a 12-year-old directing grown adults in choir music. He's done it. All right. So he is here with us today. He has sung with the best of them. I'm talking about Bebe Winans, Kirk Franklin, Hezekiah Walker, the king of choirs. We are so honored to have you. Come on, Kevin. We are so honored to have you here today, Kevin Lemons. Welcome to the show.
Yes. Welcome to the show, Kevin.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I am so honored to be a part of this wonderful occasion. Thank you so much.
Yes. Welcome to the show, Kevin. We appreciate it. And we know, you're at rehearsal. So, you're kind of like double dipping, as they say, right? So you're getting a rehearsal in, you're doing an interview, like you're just like bouncing in between. But we love it. We appreciate the hustle. We appreciate you constantly getting it in there. So, we can go right into it. So one question, we want to start with, and, Chanel kind of alluded to it a bit. You've been doing this now for over 25 years, released a few albums, working on your upcoming LP. What, if anything, do you think needs to happen to keep pushing choir music forward?
That's a good question. I just think that, we need to, as leaders, directors, ministers of music, continue to push the envelope as it relates to choir music, put it in the face of every person, letting them know that we're not going anywhere. We're here to stay. As long as the doors of the church are open, there's going to always be choir music, And so I think that we just have to be very diligent in, putting our best foot forward and making sure that we are doing what we need to do.
Right. And Bishop Hezekiah Walker made a statement. He said that choirs are the bedrock of the gospel music tradition. Talk to us about the importance of choir music in the Black church.
Well, the importance of choir music in the Black church from back in the day, choir music kind of told a story. Mm-hmm. It was personal stories. It was Bible stories. It was things of that nature that really allowed the people to fully connect with what was being sung. And when you have people that connect to you and what's being presented to you, it causes a wonderful glow that goes over the body of Christ, because now at that moment, we're all united, and I think that's one of the main things with choir music. Choir music brings families together. It brings people together, the best of the best, the worst of the worst. It doesn't matter. It just brings everybody together.
Tell us some of the difficulties you've encountered with recording choir music, getting choir music on stage at concerts, things of that nature.
Well, before this new trend came, which I love all elements of music. It's just great. Before that, it was not a hard thing to get choirs, because choirs were predominantly in the forefront of gospel. Now that since we have a lot of groups and we have a lot of soloists and things of that nature, they've kind of pushed the choirs to the back burner. So where you will have 30 or 40 people on stage, it has now turned into 8 or 10 or sometimes 6, to create a choir sound. And that's not really a choir sound. So that's one of the challenges that we have, making sure that that people understand that, choir means more than 25, more than 12, and that's the issue that we're having a lot of times with. So, but it's worked in our favor, because everywhere we've gone, we have been able to take the masses of higher calling with us.
So even with that too, right? Because I know Bishop has also mentioned, hey, sometimes where the venues don't want to pay or to accommodate to have everyone show up. So he's, gone to cases where he's gotten, a big bus, rented out a big bus and took everyone there. Or even Vincent, Bohannon mentioned having different choirs in different states or locations, so that once you get there, you already have a group, you know, that is there, that is tuned to what you're doing. So are those some strategies that you've had to implement it over the years as well too?
No, we haven't had that issue.
Okay.
When people send for us, they know that I'm not coming less than a certain number of people, you know, because we are a choir. I'm not a group, you know, I'm not 𝐘𝐸𝐿 and Company, you know, and so I haven't had that issue, you know what I'm saying? But I do know as we continue to go forward and, you know, moving and things of that nature, that some of those problems will occur. The question is, how do I handle it?
Well, yes, exactly.
And the way that I'm going to handle that is if you don't want the choir, you don't want 𝐘𝐸𝐿, because I'm going to bring the choir. Yeah, it wasn't me that put this music out there by myself. It was the choir. It was all of us that made this happen. And so I'm very adamant about taking everybody that put their hard work, their time, their money, and everything into what we're doing now. I want to make sure that they're on that stage with me.
No, I think that makes perfect sense. And then, since, you know, you mentioned at the top before we started recording, you mentioned that you were at rehearsal already. So like, what's a typical rehearsal like with such a large group? You know, like, what do you typically, you know, you do some on Zoom, some in person? Like, how has that been? And we can talk, you know, whether it's pre-pandemic or doing or so forth. Like, what has typically been like at the after rehearsal?
Well, we don't do anything pre-pandemic, anything of that nature. When we come together, everybody comes. Full band, full choir. You know, we just don't do that. You know, we don't do Zoom rehearsals or anything like that. No, if I'm going to waste my time out, if I'm going to push forward and come out here, everybody is going to push in the same manner. So, which is why we have rehearsal tonight. We only do it once a month because of the pandemic, but everybody knows that once a month, everybody has to be in place. Got
it. No, makes sense, because I was thinking, I'm like, how does that work? You have 50 plus people on a Zoom trying to sing in harmony. Like,
no,
that's gonna be a nightmare.
That is too stressful. That's too stressful for me.
So what are some tips you would give an up and coming choir director?
Listen, the first few tips that I would say, because I don't know it all, I'm still learning. And every day it's a new situation, it's a new technique, it's a new development and all of that. But what I will encourage every young and up and coming artist director to study your craft. Study the genre of music that you want to present and really go after it. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different. Stay with it. Stay with what God has showed you, what he has told you, what you have felt. And I promise you, at the end of the day, you will be rewarded for it.
Wonderful, wonderful. Every up and coming choir director needs to hear that. Stick to what God has called you to do.
Yes.
So no, and even to add to that, again, if you're working with, you know, such a large group, I'm sure there's different personalities, there's different things. Yeah. Would you say patience would be a good quality for that choir director to have?
Listen, you have to have patience. And the one way to know that you have patience is even dealing with your own inner circle, your family. Family will cause you to have patience. You know, true. And what you do is with that experience, you bring that into the household of your ministry, because what you learn at home or in your neighborhood and things of that nature, you will, you know, develop that in your choir. You will have the patience, you will have the tenderness, you will have the loving careness that you need to be able to, you know, serve the people in its entirety. One thing that just have to understand, although you're not their pastor and not that, but you are a leader, and they're going to pull on you for any and everything. You got to be equipped to handle that.
Right. So For Your Good debuted at number 3 on Billboard's gospel digital sales chart. That's a good indicator that everyone is enjoying it. Tell us how would you describe this single? For those that haven't heard it yet.
Listen, I would describe this single as electrifying church gospel music. You know, I use this analogy all the time to where you remember going back in the church and the church doors are open and you hear the choir singing, you hear you see the congregation up on their feet, everybody is smiling, everybody's clapping, everybody just singing along and enjoying each other. That's what this song brings to the table.
Oh yeah. And I watched a YouTube video. You guys were. Yes, we watched a YouTube video where you guys were at a convention and the choir was going, the worship was high and everyone was just enjoying, and it brought that joy of the Lord. You can see it on everyone's face.
Yes.
It does exactly that. Now, tell us what impact you anticipate for your good having on the individual believer and on the church, maybe even the non-believer. What was your goal in working on this project?
This whole entire project, I want people to be encouraged. I want people to go back to the days of where they just had fun singing gospel music. You know, it's just brought some level of joy. I think now, and this is just my personal opinion, you know, and I may get in trouble for saying it, but it's okay. You know, hey, God be with me. a lot of the stuff that we hear now, we think too much. You know, it's just too much that's going on. So I wanted to make this project as simple as possible with the strong message that God is everything that we need him to be, and he will continue to be. Put a smile on your face. It's going to be all right.
That's right. That's right. Love it. So tell us at least one thing that God has recently worked out for your good. It looked like, man, this ain't gonna work out. This is a waste of my time. I'm frustrated. Is there one thing you can tell us?
Well, yes. Me and my wife have been married for, and I'm telling my story. I'm really putting it out there now. Me and my wife have been married for 14 years and have been trying to conceive the whole 14 years. Well, that didn't happen, but now it has.
Oh, yes. Congratulations.
And so I am ecstatic. I am happy. You know, finally, I have a family of my own. And it all just came at the same time. The project releasing, the new baby's on the way. You know, we getting ready to celebrate another year of marriage. It's just all in this time, and I'm just grateful to God. Nobody but God.
Wow, wow, wow. Now, I asked for a testimony, but I got a whole, someone could preach on that. Like, that's a whole sermon right there. My goodness.
Yes.
You know, I was speaking with someone recently and they were saying that, you know, life works in cycles and every 7 years is a new cycle. So this is a new cycle for your family. Going into the 14th year of marriage, God has just proven himself faithful to you both. God bless you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. This is a new venture for me, but I believe I'm up for the test.
I'm sure you have. You've already led and mentored so many over the years, so I'm sure this would just be right along with the ranks.
Right, so, you birthed so much already.
And I was going to ask the LP that's the new project that's coming up. So tell us, with this new project, what is the timeline you set to have this released? And do you have any features? Do you have anything in there you care to drop and let us know? Pre-release?
Yes. I can say this. We have a tentative date for late summer for the full project to be out. So that's around August, September. And then we're actually celebrating our 25th anniversary celebration in September. So we're trying to center all of that around the same day so we can just be one big celebration. As far as the features are concerned, we have one major feature on here. Miss Lee, oh my God, I forgot her name just that quick. LaJune Thompson. LaJune Thompson is on here. And what I did with this project, I wanted to feature some unheard talent new people that we haven't seen, new faces that we haven't seen on the set. So I wanted to feature a lot of them. So we have Pastor Danny Smart, we have Travis Malloy, we have Ashley Brown, we have Kevin Lemons. No, just kidding. We have Darius Polk, my little brother. So, this is a great collaboration of unheard, untapped, undeveloped new singers, new artists that are coming out. They have their own projects coming out. So it's a great collaboration.
This is so exciting. Thank you for letting us know what to expect on that LP. Y'all listen, If you can't wait until late August like me, go and download, go and stream For Your Good. It is available digitally everywhere. I know people like to ask that question. Where can you can find For Your Good by Kevin Lemons and Higher Calling everywhere. All right,
everywhere.
Go download it. That's right. Go download it and enjoy the joy of the Lord, because that's what it brings to you.
Exactly. Enjoy it. Check out the lyric video. Share your For Good testimony as well. I'm sure he's done something for you, so you have your For Your Good testimony. Be sure to share that. Tag Kevin in it, and I'm telling you guys, this
out.
Exactly. Push the movement. Just keep it going. Kevin, we're not gonna hold you too long. We appreciate you coming on with us. Taking some time away from rehearsal. Yes. Apologize on our behalf.
It's okay. They're doing what they're supposed to do. So I'm grateful to them that they're able to go on without me.
And where can everyone find you guys to connect with you, to track what's going on when the project is going to be released, the full project?
Okay, they can easily find us on all social media outlets. Facebook, Kevin Lemons and Higher Calling. Instagram, Kevin Lemons _ Higher Calling. And then we just launched our new website, www.kevinlemonsandhighercalling.com. So any of those media sites, you can find us. I am responding to everybody. So when you talk to me, when you leave a comment, you're talking directly to me. I like to talk to people.
That's good. That's good news.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We love the music. We love the fact that you're continually pushing choir music forward. There's always this debate. Is choir music dead? Is it not? Clearly, it's not dead. Clearly, it's being pushed forward. Clearly, new life is being birthed into it all the time. And we appreciate you for, doing this almost 3 decades and still doing it with such happiness, such joy. And, we definitely appreciate what you're doing all for gospel music as well as choir music in the whole. So we appreciate you, Kevin.
Thank you so much, boss. Thank you so much. And thank you again for this opportunity. I am so honored.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the evening.
Do the same.
God bless you.
All right.
Take care, Miss Honey.
Take care, Kev. Congrats.
All right. Bye.